Welcome to the end of a very clear night in Empyrion Galactic Survival. You can look up and you can actually see the stars, and that, I would guess, seeing we're looking to the east, is where the sun's coming up. Now, I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of a quick update. What I've done is I've moved my base up to this small wreckage, and if you watch the previous part, my base was down here, and what I found was that the temperature remained high here, which was giving me problems. And what I've done is I've opted to move up to here, and in the process of moving up to here, I've exposed the 3 deposits and this wreckage here, which I haven't visited yet, but I would guess that this is the wreckage that the in-game tutorial would send you to. So we're going to go check that out. What I'm going to do now, guys, is just talk a little bit about the tactics going forward. And if you watch my previous attempt where I failed because I ended up with Polaris, I think I got a bit too ambitious with the hover vehicle, and I burnt up far too many experience points on building that hover vehicle up. And I went back and had a look at the videos I made when I was in the experimental branch building the base. So what I want to do is try and combine those two elements together. And to do that, what I want to do is, just to show you in here, I want to build a very basic hover vehicle using the thrusters, because I'm assuming that if I use these thrusters, one, it will save me with the experience points of having to unlock this, and at the same time it may use less fuel. But what I do want to do is unlock the fridge, because I want something to keep food in, because it might be a little while before my base will be operational. And I certainly want those cargo boxes, and I think we're certainly going to want the detector. But what I'm not going to do is rush for these to start with. Yeah, I think we're going to go with the detector because we're on a large planet. And that's about it for the moment. And I think I can... So I've still got 15 points left. Now, the armor locker's 2 steps along here at the moment. And I would like to get the armor, but I'm not going to commit myself to that straight away. Also, my bike has got itself wrapped up, which could be a bit of a problem. And what I want to do is get moving on this area here. So I've got the essentials. Now, to build a basic hover vehicle, what you need is 4 thrusters, a cockpit, a fuel tank, and a generator. And we'll just need a few plastic blocks. So I think we'll start with about 20 of those. And I'm not sure if I'm going to have all the resources there, so we're going to need 4 of those. And of course, we're going to need of course, what we will need is a hover vehicle starter kit. It'd be a bit of a fail if I've made that. And what I want to do is just load this stuff up while I go and do some investigation. We need a fuel tank and a generator, and I think that will be enough to get us started. And I want a couple of cargo boxes. So while that's running, guys, we're gonna... Oh, I was able to get that up. What I want to do now is just going to jump on the bike, because the important thing now is got to be gaining the necessary experience. Actually, there's some berries there. We're just going to grab that. So I'm afraid that a lot of this part will be just running around, gathering resources, trying to get some XP. And if things work out well, we'll be able to get back and start to put together that very basic hover vehicle. Let me just tag where I am. I think if we just mark this, we must go and check this base, because there's bound to be some resources on it. So we're just going to go this way. That's some cool there. And of course, the advantage of harvesting this stuff is that you get the XP, and then you can come back and harvest it a little bit more. You can just grab that. Put the sun right into the eyes. I think what we're going to do... Yep, thank you, constructor. I think we can grab one of those and a couple of those. I mean, we're okay for food at the moment. I mean, ideally we could do with killing some creatures, but I don't really have the weapons for it at the moment. Triceratops there. It's this wreckage here. And this is not very good wreckage wise. hello, here's the Talon. Now there's heavy penalties for killing those guys, and at the moment what I want to do is try and stay friends with them as much as possible. Oh, they run the risk there of breaking a leg. A bit too enthusiastic jumping up here. And of course, at the moment I don't have a jetpack. Okay, so I think we can just snag out all this. We'll take all this with us so that that will give us a reasonable amount. And I'm not going to do any mining just at the moment. I'm going to work on the surface resources until I'm operational, is probably the polite way of saying this. How much have I got space wise? Yeah, we got plenty of space at the moment, because I can pop some food. I can make a couple of bandages. Back off a bit. Let's just have a look-see down this way. I'm very tempted to kind of go around this lake to see how big it is actually. So maybe we'll just do that. Keep an eye out for spiders. In some ways I don't want to meet any, but at the same time I do want to meet some, because we can meet some spiders, then we can get some XP. Now I haven't actually made a drill just yet, because at the moment, as like I said, I'm not going to be doing any mining, so I don't need a drill. And the advantage with just using the survival tool is I'm not consuming biofuel. Oops, I've gone the wrong way here. Where's the other marker gone then? There it is, new marker. I've gone the wrong way. Well, we can still jump off here and go. We'll just pick up the eggs for the XP. I mean, they will go off and spoil before I can do anything with them, so it's not like it's going to be a problem. So I'm just going to keep going this way. Actually, I could just follow the lake shore. It'd probably be easier, wouldn't it? I could just grab that and right, just cut through the trees. There's a couple of ores here, so certainly grab these. I think one way to actually con the game a little bit is to just keep moving. I think if you just keep moving, just grab a few logs as well while we're at it. I think if you just keep moving and grabbing stuff, some natural sweetener there. I think I might get a bit low on this. Actually, what I need to do is just check perish time 20, so that's not too bad. And we're just going to cut through the trees here. How are we doing? Oops. So just cutting along the edge of the lake here, which is pretty good. Won't worry about the spice plants. It's that rock. If that's rock, I could do with that, because if I'm going to build, oops, get me jump. If I'm going to build a base, I'm going to need to make some stone in order to make concrete. And strange enough, on this planet at the moment, the shortage is stone. And that's one reason why, when the time comes, I will be doing some mining, because as a byproduct of mining, you often get the stone. Yeah, so we've got a nice open area here, so we're just gonna. Actually, what is that? What's that there? Is that? I think this is plant protein. Yeah, just grab that. Jump back on the bike again. And there's some veggie stuff here, but well, we can grab it. It's all XP. just grab this, grab that, and some iron here as well. So just get over and grab this. Now you do get some XP from mining, it's just that you don't get very much of it. It's probably the polite way of saying it. And I think we'll just blast some more of that. And back to that. Got some confetti moss scrapings. I really need the fridge in order to be able to keep this stuff alive and going. And where's my bike? It's over there. That's okay. That's good. And you can hear that womp womp noise of the what's it? Pteropod. Great big wodge of corn on this area here. I must admit, corn seems to be a lot more common than it used to be. I mean, once you had to really scrabble around a bit to find stuff like this. I'm just gonna keep mining rock. I can remember in Alpha 8 when you would be throwing rock away because you got fed up with carrying it around. You just had so much of it, you just didn't know what to do with it all. Anyway, play the game as it is, not the way you want it, is the saying, as the saying goes. Right, oh, looks like we've run into our first hostile area. Now, this could be interesting. Got lots of creatures here, but there's not much point trying to kill these guys, simply because I don't have the ability to store the meat. And if you can't take them down with a single hit kill, they have a nasty habit of just running away, and then you're just wasting your own time. Right, now, I don't want to enter this area because this is Xerax territory. That's where drones are going to be, and that's bad news. It's also bad news for another reason, in the sense that it means that when I come to build my base, there's a good chance the drones that will attack me will come from Xerax territory. And we're just going to cut right through these guys very quickly. And that means that the drones will be arriving very, very quickly. And that could make life very interesting. But I do have an idea on what I want to do. And there's going to be a little bit of an error, and there's going to be a little bit of an element of experimentation, guys, over what I want to do. Actually, it's quite strange, actually. I'm not picking up much in the way of silicon, but this rock is going to be very, very useful. And that's silicon, we'll grab that. Hear the womp womp noise again. And it's, I think that's rock. Okay, we'll take that. I missed one. No. Yes, I did. Right, I must be filling up quite quickly now. How big is this lake? Oh, it's not that big, so I think we can get all the way around it. And that will open up the map here, and I think finding Xerax territory will be quite useful. Just gonna grab a bit more. And some more rock. I'm just gonna grab. Yep, done there. How are we doing? Got some bandages, got the berries, and how's this? The perish time on that is getting quite low now, so I think I'm just gonna hold off and we're just gonna gamble on that area there. I'm gonna jump off and grab some more rocks. I think that's grain, but grain's not as important as it used to be. I mean, grain once was one of the more difficult things to find, and it was something that you would really want to find so that you could be able to make plastic. But of course, plastic or carbon substrate. Oh no! Stop doing that. carbon substrate now is made from wood and stone, or fibre and stone is actually the correct name for it. So I'm just going to keep dragging this off across here like this, guys. How am I doing for? Oh, we're virtually right on the edge now, so I think we're just going to have to do a run now along this edge here. I think I'm probably going to get back into my own territory pretty soon. Actually, just I think I'm going to eat that steak for a little while. I think what we're going to do now is just wander through here. What I'll do, guys, is I'll see you once I get back, because all I'm going to do is ride straight for home, unless of course I run into anything that's really hostile, but they won't see me coming. So I'll see you in a minute, guys, once I get back. Right, guys, here we are. We are back to my, well, I don't know what you'd call it, my temporary base, or my operational base is probably the polite way of saying it. And what we're going to do is just dump in. And I think I'll use the other one as a store, so I can see what I'm doing. Got the water, shove that in there. That can go in because it's going to probably spoil anyway. Actually, crushed stone I want to put in this one, so that we're going to be able to make stuff with it. And we can put the fibres in. I've got loads of bits and pieces here. Really need to get the fridge up and running as quickly as possible. Right, now it's going to be time to start building my very simple hover vehicle. This is a nice open area here, so just going to drop that down. And we're just going to, right, how much is that going to weigh? And we want the cockpit. And how much are these going to weigh? Right, we can get 2 on. Okay. Probably don't want those then. Let's see if we're going to make sure we're facing in the right direction. Be embarrassing if I put the cockpit on the wrong way round, wouldn't it? I'm going to go for my favourite one. I'd like to hook it. Hook it like that. And I want to leave a space in the centre here. Or actually, can I take these off? The trouble is, if I take these off, I might damage the ship. I think what we will do, I'm going to put this on the back, make it a bit longer than it should be. So it's going to be slightly long and thin. I'm going to take the generator and it's going to. Of course, the advantage with building this type of vehicle is that you don't have to include the RCS or anything like that with it. So, and I think we're going to put a carbon there, and I'm just going to hook you on there, and you on there like that, and oops. I'm just going to get back and get our. Should be able to get all 4 on there now. Don't think this is going to let me. Oh, yes, it is. Good. Now these thrusters are in all directions, so you don't need the lateral thrusters. Oops, I've made a bit of a mess up there, haven't I? Got the extra one there, so I have to put that one on there like that. Yeah, I must admit I've never really built one of these in the game. I knocked one up when they first introduced these, more out of idle curiosity than anything else. And after that, I just didn't bother. Now, you don't get a lot of height with these, so this is not going to be something we're going to be able to get out and patrol very much with. I suppose the best thing we're going to need to do now is to see if it actually works. Got 9 of these. And so, I must admit I'm slightly worried about this, guys, but if we don't give it a go, we won't know what it's like. We got 15% fuel, we can power on, and just going to get to third person. Going to need to adjust the view a little bit, back a bit of height. If I were correct, yeah, you can only get 1.5 meters above the surface, so that's not too bad. It's not the most maneuverable ship I can think of. I mean, I suppose you could supplement its movement with ordinary thrusters if you wanted a bit more maneuverability or thrust, but it's working. I mean, it's not perfect, but I think I can work with that, and the advantage is it's going to use less fuel. Come here for the moment. We can just turn the power off. Right. The next thing I really want is, now I've got known that this is working and we've got the ability to store stuff in it, I think what I need to do now is, I certainly want the fridge. Will you make me a fridge? But one for... Did I unlock the fridge in the hover vehicle? Yeah. Ah, I can't make it without the... This is one of the stings in the tail with this game, that I can't make the fridge without the what we call it, the mobile constructor, and I can't get the mobile constructor, which I can make in the portable constructor, till I get to level 5. So I need to get to level 5. So that's the first mistake of there. But the same with the detector. So we can't make. So I've unlocked these two ahead, and I've actually wasted resources for that. Okay. That's the way it goes. I think what we can do is, I'm just going to pick my bike up, and I think what we're going to do for the moment is I'm just going to jump in and just going to power on. Don't really have enough fuel though. Okay, let me just pick up some fuel. I think what we're going to do is, just to wind this part up, we're going to take the ship on a little. Let's see, we've got some sport food there already, and I think what we can do is just jump in, come here, and why can't I see? So small container, small. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is, if I just come here, I'm just going to get this to group stuff up a bit so I can actually see. I mean, each one of these is 250. So, I think we'll be okay, guys. Actually, sorry. Oops. Right, let me just put... Actually, no, let's just... Fuel. Right, it's going to give me 35% fuel. And... Come on, power up the thrusters. Third person. And I think what we're going to do is just go and see what's to the east of us. And we're just going to do a little bit of exploration. And I mean, that is saying it's... Oh, looks like we've got Talon territory in that direction. So let's just go and see if we can find Talon territory. It says there's small wreckage. I can't remember if I've actually checked this small wreckage out, so maybe we'll just fly over and see. See how low this ship is though. And what I really want is to use this as a small mobile base. Actually, I think what we can do is just keep grabbing resources. Get out here and just grab a because of course we got the extra capacity now. Back to... Yeah, I think I may have visited this on my nocturnal travels, but I'll just check it out just to make sure. The nice thing about this ship being so low is the fact that it... Yeah, we've already done these. Double check. Yeah, this ship, because this ship is so low, you don't have to worry about... So we found some more small wreckage. Okay, let's just go and check out the small wreckage. And some more creatures there. Hopefully there'll be some nice booty here. Down. Oh, great. More tablets, which I don't need. Back into the ship. Power left. We got power left for 696 minutes. And I think that is a good example of the difference with the power consumption between the full-blooded hover vehicle and this very small, lightweight vehicle. And I think that was the mistake that I made in the previous part, was by going for a very heavyweight vehicle. Just going to do a little bit more. I'm just going to keep exploring until the sun goes down, guys, and then that's where I'm going to call it for this video. And what I will do is exactly what I did between the previous part and this part, is I will do some more general exploration, resource gathering out and about in the dark. When, I mean, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Empyrion. The nights are pretty dark. That makes it quite difficult to make videos, even if you bump the gamma up to make them more visually presentable. And I think this is where I'm going to leave it, guys. We've now got our first vehicle up and running. What I want to do is get to level 5 so that we can get the mobile constructor unhooked. That would then give me access to maybe an armor locker or something like that. In fact, let's just have a quick look and see how far off am I off of level 5. Well, we've got a long way to go yet. I mean, we're not even halfway there yet, so that's going to be fun. But I think this is where I'm going to leave it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. As I say, next part, if I can get all the resources together, we will then be starting to think about using a combination of this simple hover vehicle and a base to get up and running, to have something that then will allow us to go out and either make friends with our... I haven't checked yet, see what they like us. The Talon are neutral, down 500. The Polaris, okay. Xerax hate us, so I don't know why the Talon don't like us. Probably because I've been interfering with them. Anyway, this is where I'm going to leave it. Until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.